Right, we're live, slap bang on 1:30 as well. Sorry, my webcam was playing up for some reason, so yeah, I don't know what was happening with that. For some reason, I kept changing the webcam on the computer here on what am I trying to say? Google Hangouts. But yeah, for some reason, it just wasn't having any of it. It wouldn't actually. The webcam wouldn't even come on. So yeah, bit annoying, but managed to sort it now. I thought my webcam was broke, and I thought I've only just got that webcam. It can't be that bad. But no, it isn't. It's all fine. We've got the webcam. We're okay. We're sorted. Because I really didn't want to have to do it with my built-in one, because my built-in one is really crap. Right, I'm just gonna get the chat up. Okay. Sorry, a bit of duplicate sound there. Oh, it looks a bit off, that webcam. 1 second. Did you? Oh God, it looks very bad, that webcam. Oof. Does it look bad to anyone else? I'm just watching the thing back here, and my webcam looks really poor. Looks very pixelated. Well, that's weird. I don't know, does it look really pixelated to you guys? Because that's what it looks like on the rerun here that I've got up. But bit blurry. See, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. This is a HD webcam, and it's saying to me on YouTube, but we're in HD. Looks bad to me too. Keeps freezing. How is that? What is it? The webcam? Do you think? Is it like? Right. How am I? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna solve this? See, it looks fine my end here on the broadcasting. It looks really nice and clear, but then when at your end, it looks really bad. So let me just see if I can't do anything. I'm just in the settings here. The only other thing I can really your webcam, but that one's really bad. Probably going to be worse than this one. Usually that bad. Foggy. Boom, just got back from it. I see everyone's it. Loads of people are in the chat, and it bloody messes up for me. 1 second. Let's check your settings. Might not be in HD. How would you check your settings in? I know I'm on settings here, but I don't think you can do anything. I mean, literally all it's saying in my settings is choosing your webcam, choosing your mic, and choosing your speakers. There's no option for HD, because that's like itself. That's inside the webcam itself. I can't seem. Oh, I don't know. 1 second. Cameraman, let's see here. Sorry, you have to bear with me a sec. No, it's not that. Webcam. I'm not sure. Now I'm gonna. Oh wait, no, that's okay. So I've just adjusted the sound randomly. Maybe if I turn my webcam on and back off, off and back on again. So I'm gonna turn it off, and now I'm gonna turn it on again. Did that do anything? I mean, I know that's like a very crap way of. It's fine. I'll just go for it. Looks better now. Sure. Sure, it's all right. 1 sec. Oh, yeah, no, but it only looks better because right, yeah, okay, we'll just go for it. We'll go for it. You'll have to deal with it if it's bad. I'll sort it for next time. Looks okay now. It must be your internet is crap. I think it might be. It's been playing up, hasn't it, the last few days? So. Right, episode 79. First off, I've got some news. Next week, next Thursday Talks, fingers crossed, we may have guests. We may have guests. I don't generally do guests on Thursday Talks, just because, like, that's not how I started it. Like, I just started it and it was me. So I'm just following that trend. But these are not resellers, so you can put your guesses in the chat if you would like to have a guess, because I'm happy to divulge who they are. So if you want to have a guess right now, you can do. But we may, about 80% sure, may have guests, so that's cool. And as I say, Saturday or Sunday, I'll be doing a very special video as well, but that won't be reselling related. So now we can get on with it, because that's me little updates thing done. So, oh yeah, I'll do the haul. I've got a couple of items to show you. So, I'll just flip back onto myself. Right, so I got this, which is, I know it's got a little bit of paint marks on the back, but they'll come off. I have tried scratching it off, and it does seem to, where is it now? It does seem to come off. It does seem to come off. As you can see there, it is starting to come away. So I can easily rectify that, so that'll come off. And this is a Samsonite. I don't know whether you can see this. Samsonite there. Samsonite, like a briefcase. It's got the little number lock, so it's quite a nice one. It's really nice inside. I'll see if I can actually open it up for you. I was crap at opening it up before. Right. Let me just take all this stuff out. So I paid £6 for this, and I think that's a reasonable price for what it is. I can't really tip it very well, but you can kind of get a grasp there. There we go. So yeah, Samsonite bag. It's got loads of different compartments in. It's quite nice. It is quite nice. I'd say I paid £5.99 for it. I'm not sure on this. I mean, I've got a couple of small Samsonite bags listed, and I think they're listed for around the £15 mark. But they're like small little travel bags. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for £20 plus on that, but I don't know. I'd have to do some research. I've literally just got that back from the charity shop before I had lunch, so I've not done any research on it. But Samsonite is a decent brand. It's okay. So it's worth looking out for that sort of stuff. But obviously, you've got to do your research and look at completed and sold and stuff like that. And then, this is crazy. This is crazy. Who have we got in the chat now? So anyway, I will read out a few names in the chat, because I didn't actually properly do that before. So at first, we had in Birch FPS, Andy Robinson, Jamie, Owly Boy, Chrissy, Retro Boo. We've had Nick and Andrea Hills in there. We've had Ken in there. We've had Nigel. We had Carp Fishing. So yeah, cool. A lot of people in there. Yeah, Carp Fishing says looks okay. Oh right, yeah, I've already read that. So yeah, so as I was saying, it's like buses. This is like buses. Crazy. You know, the other day I said, oh, I've never had a Phoenix Night by PCK. Never found one. Honestly, never found one. And then I end up picking up, I don't know where you see this. Ooh, wrong way around. But 3 of them in one day. And I had another one the other day. So I've had 4 in the space of about 3 days, two or 3 days. And I've not had one in months. Absolute months. So yeah, crazy. I didn't pay 99p each. Actually, we were on special. It was free for $1.99, although I would have paid 99p each anyway. The problem is with these, 2 of them are, I think it's that one and then Series 2, have bad scratching. But I thought I'm not going to leave them for free for $1.99, because what I might be able to do is go into my local town, and I think like Game Station or Granger Games or whatever, they might have, like CX have, they might have a like a JFJ or whatever, you know, to clean them out, and you clean them for £1 or something. I don't know whether they're going to work, because they are pretty badly scratched, but I thought I'm going to take a chance on them, for, you know, for $1.99 for the 3 of them, because I'll get my money back in just one of them anyway, the one that's actually in decent condition. So yeah, I end up getting the other 2. We'll see. If my local town doesn't have, you know, the Game Station or whatever, doesn't have a it's not Game Station, it's Game, isn't it? I think Game Station's gone, isn't it? But yeah, it's Game, or is it Game Station? No, I think it's Game. I think it's Game that's in town. But yeah, if they don't have like a way of cleaning discs, I know that in Altrincham there is a CEX, so I can always go there. I can always take them when I go. So yeah, that was just weird how, you know, how you never find one and then you find 4 in about 3 days. So yeah, that was really nice to see these actually. And the funny thing was, here's a little story for you. There's a guy close to me who's moving house, and I went into his house and I bought a couple of bits of him actually, and I was eyeing up the Phoenix Knights. He had Max and Paddy, and he had Phoenix Knights on the shelf, and I can't remember whether he had the double box set of Phoenix Knights or whether it was 2 of those singles or something, and he maybe lost the box or something. I don't know, but I thought. When I was walking back from the charity shop, I thought, hang on a minute. Yesterday, when I saw him, he said to me he's been donating a lot of stuff to the charity shop, and I was thinking, hang on a minute, they're probably the ones that I saw in his. Well, 2 of those are probably the ones I saw in his house. It could be very possible. Very possible. So if they are, I ended up getting them anyway, but I didn't, because basically they're on his DVD rack. And I walked in and he said, you know, I'm getting rid of some stuff and things like that. But I didn't want to be too forward and just say, oh, well, you know, are you selling them Phoenix Knights or whatever? Are you selling them DVDs? Maybe I should have been. Maybe I should have been that forward. And if he said no, that's the worst he could have done. But I didn't in the end. And I walked out without getting them. But maybe they're the ones that, you know, I don't know. But it was just funny. My local game closed was getting its butt kicked by CEX. I think CEX is like the big one now, isn't it, really? I thought Game had gone into administration or something, didn't it? Or something happened with it. I'm sure Game. Maybe it's Game Station I'm thinking of. Someone has put in the chat, Welsh Thrifter, hey ads, how are your sales going? Absolutely phenomenal. I am 6 days ahead of where I want to be at this point in the month, because obviously I do £100 a day, that's my thing, and I'm actually 6 days above my target, so that means I'm £600 up on the month, which is just crazy for July, honestly. And I've still not done any of my reductions. You know, I said I was doing all them reductions. I've only done a few reductions on Amazon. I've not even touched eBay or anything like that. And the sales continue to come in. I do think, however, as we get closer to when the schools are breaking up, you know, end of July, that sort of period, it might sort of tail off a bit. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just thinking, come maybe 23rd of July, is that about the time we break up? 20th, 23rd? I don't know. I've not been in school for quite a while now, which is quite sad to say that, really. But and I never thought it would be sad to say that. But yeah, maybe 20th, 23rd of July, something like that. It might start to tail off a bit. Do you aim to clear £100 a day through eBay and Amazon, or just eBay? Well, that's a good question, actually. It's basically the £100 a day is turnover, not profit. I will need to increase that a little bit soon, because for one, I'm hitting it far too often, so it's not really a target anymore. It's just like a standard, and really I need to be aiming for a target that's achievable but challenging. So I might really need to up it to like 125 or 150 a day, because it's getting quite achievable every day. You know, there's not many days apart from, well, actually yesterday I did £80, but there's not many days I'm not clearing £100, even in the slow months. So yeah, I do think I might need to up that target a little bit, make it a bit more challenging, and that'll actually help me to push myself more in my reselling. Now, when you say, is that through eBay and Amazon or just eBay? Well, it's actually through both platforms. It's not through one. I might do it on one, like for a few days in a row. The other week, actually, I did it all on Amazon. I did it over £100 on Amazon, and I was doing less on eBay. But obviously, I've done it on Amazon there, but I take into account eBay as well. Or sometimes I'll do it all on eBay. Now, here's a funny thing, and it's something I wanted to talk about as well, in terms of my growth as a reseller, in terms of the way I look at things. I actually had on eBay, I'm not ashamed of this, I'm not ashamed of it, I had a no sales day, no sales yesterday on eBay. I did about, I think yesterday was the day that I just did shy of my target, about 80 quid. It was either yesterday or the day before. And I did all of that on Amazon. That was all on Amazon. But on eBay, I did nothing, literally nothing. Now, if I had done that, or when I did that, maybe 12 months ago, when I had a non-sales day, but I would say about 12 months ago, I got really down. I was like, oh no, I don't know, it's not going well, it's not going great. But you know what? Now, I'm just not bothered. I just wasn't bothered yesterday. Maybe it's the fact that it's been really good on other days in July. So like it averages itself out anyway. And that's what I always think. But I wasn't bothered. I mean, 80 quid, okay, it's not terrible. It's only 20 quid off my target anyway. So it's not, you know, it's not bad. But I mean, the fact that psychologically, the fact that I didn't do anything on eBay should have hit me more than it did. I thought it would hit me more than it did. Maybe not should have done, but I thought it would have hit me more than it did, and it didn't. It was actually didn't really affect me at all, to be honest, because I just know the sales are going to come back. It's just one of those things. I think you get to a point in your reselling where these things affect you less and less, and by the time, you know, I've been doing it 10 years or whatever, whether that's continuing full-time or going part-time or whatever it is, I just think it's going to affect me less and less and less and less. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I just wanted to explain that, you know. I aim for 150 a day turnover on eBay. So that leaves me with at least £100 profit per day. Well, that's a decent profit, net profit percentage, because that's 66%. That's a decent profit percentage, net profit percentage. It makes sense to look at a whole week or month at a time. Then, like you say, the odd bad day doesn't affect you so much. Exactly, that's from Nick. Exactly. It's like, for me, like I used to look at it day by day by day by day, and I still do look at it day by day by day, but it doesn't matter now. Like I just think, right, what's my haul at the end of a month? How much have I spent on stock or this or that or whatever, and how much have I got in sales? And to be honest, there's very few times now that it's like poor in an overall sense. It's always now, the last few months in particular, well, every month this year actually, I've been happy with it. Last year it was a bit more rough, but every month this year I've been happy with it on an overall monthly sense, you know, when I look at the months. But you know, as you say, the odd bad day here and there, it doesn't matter because it averages out, and that's exactly how I look at it now. Your confidence is growing, ads. Think this is helping you. Yeah, I do. What do you mean by think this? Like this is in YouTube, or well, I don't know what else you would mean. I imagine you mean that my confidence is growing because of diversifying in reselling, and obviously doing YouTube helps as well with confidence. Yeah, sorry, Welsh Thrifty there just put good advice, Nick/Andrea. Yeah, it could be Andrea who's watching, I don't know. Right, so that was a little haul. I wanted to talk about today, as the title suggests, planning for Q4 in summer. Should you do it? Should you be stockpiling stuff for Christmas? I've talked about this countless times in videos. Maybe I've probably even done a specific video for this. I think I have. But I just wanted to talk about it again because it's summer. Oh, it's Nick. It's okay, it's Nick. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be not okay if it was Andrea, but you know, it's Nick. So yeah, I've talked about this numerous times before, and yeah, it's one of those things that I think a lot of people do, and I think it's great. I think you should do it. Every year, the last 2 years I've been doing this. I think I've had 2 Januaries doing this. So yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, 2 Januaries I've done this for. So in both Januaries, I've always been thinking, right, you know, what are we doing for the next Q4? What are we stockpiling? How am I going to get the stuff? That sort of stuff. And my Xmas stockpile is chuffing massive, Nick says. Yeah, mine is probably nowhere near yours, but it's getting there. I need a lot more stuff, but I'm going for like paying up on items, like certain items. I'm not going to tell you what they are, like everyone on YouTube, because that would just be bad. That would be bad. But like certain items I'm going for and I'm paying up on them, generally sniping them off eBay, paying up on them, as I say, mainly new stuff, and I'm going to flip them for really good money. So instead of like sending in, you know, a load of little items for £10 or £15, I'm doing like the other approach of maybe paying £20 for an item, but flipping it into £100, maybe even more than £100. And it comes from a few different things that I did last fourth quarter that I actually took on board and thought, oh, that could work for next year, that I didn't really do as much as I wanted to last year. So, yeah, that's one kind of doing. Not to say that I'm not doing other lower value items, you know, new and sealed lower value items, but certainly the way I want to go this fourth quarter is paying up a little bit for items, but sending them in for a fair whack of money. Where are we now? When do you start sending up, Nick? Looking at September, October, yeah, I think I was, well, I started sending stuff up, like, yeah, I'd say October. Yeah, I think it was, for some reason, I have the 11th stuck in my mind, the 11th of October. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, it's I mean, it's one of them things. What I do generally is I don't just, like, I'll send stuff in October, but then I'll continue sending stuff in. But funny thing is, last year I actually got more ramped up for it when it was kind of too late. It was like end of November, and then I was really getting into it, and then by you know, by mid-December, I'd done my last shipment. I think it was the 15th of December last year, something like that, maybe even closer to Christmas. And I was really getting into it. I was getting into the buzz. I was getting into the sourcing, all that. And then, you know, I wouldn't say January takes a dive off a cliff. By no means it doesn't, for me anyway. January is usually quite good. But certainly it starts to slow down and wind down. And then I'm like, oh, you know, I really enjoyed that. So I actually can't wait for this fourth quarter. The only problem is, this year I don't feel as ready. I don't know why it is. I just don't feel like I was in a position as last year. I don't feel like I'm sniping enough on eBay and things like that. So I definitely need to change that within the next month or so. So then I'm ready for it. Because I do really want to hit hard this year, and not necessarily be selling like loads of quantity, but certainly selling a good amount for a good amount of money. So maybe taking the focus off quantity and more on quality. Where are we now in the chat? Gonna get the next long-term storage fee date out of the way and start sending up. Oh, have you? You do FBA, don't you, Retro Boot Disc? I was the same as, I wasn't prepared, and when I did send stuff up, it was too late and got stuck in the system for weeks. I don't know whether I had that. I know a lot of people did say they had that, but I think I was quite lucky. I can't remember in any of fourth quarter last year that I had any stuff stuck for. Oh wait, actually, I did. I had a shipment that went to Manchester, and for some reason, everyone was saying that the Manchester fulfillment centre was really slow. Now, the funny thing is, actually, I was speaking to my mum about this the other day in the car. I heard on the radio, actually, that they were doing another one in Warrington, and that made me think, hang on a minute, I've not sent anything to the Manchester one for ages. So does anyone know if that Manchester fulfillment centre is still there? Because I don't know, I've not sent anything, and I am not far from Manchester. I'm about 23, 25 miles from Manchester, that sort of range. And so therefore, you know, it would make sense for it to go there, you know, but it's not been doing that, so I don't know. Weird. But yeah, I did have a bit of trouble with Manchester. I think there was one shipment that did get caught up for a little while, if I remember rightly now. Where are we here? I managed my FBA, so storage fee was £26 for long term. That's not bad. I have been trying to cut mine down a little bit. As I say, I did a few reductions the other week. I'm going to get back a good percentage of stuff, but there's still things up there that I want staying for quarter four. it's a little bit risky because obviously I'm not 100% confident they're going to sell, because some of the items are a bit of an experiment as they are. But I am like 90% certain they'll sell. So, I mean, when I say sell, I mean sell for the price I want, because I've got things up there for over £100. I know they will sell. I'm 100% confident they'll sell at maybe 50 to 100, but whether I can achieve that top whack, I'm not sure. So that's why I'm saying it might be slightly bit more of a risk. But for some of these things, I paid like 20 or 30 quid for. So even if I got 50 to 100, it's not the end of the world. But I like to push things, you know. So, I mean, I would have loved to get another Harry Potter cinematic journey, you know, sealed, and then whack that up there and try and shoot for even more than I got last year. But I don't think that's going to happen. It cost 72 pence for a DVD return. I thought I looked into it. I thought on the UK site it said for me 60 pence per item, and then like was it 90 pence or £1 for oversized, and then it's 20 pence for disposal. I don't know. Someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I did a few weeks back when I was getting a bit fussy about the long-term storage and thinking, oh God, what's this? You know, how the charges are going to be, all that sort of stuff. I did look on the Amazon website, and I'm sure that's what it said. Are you FBA guys pro sellers? Yes, I am, but I'm not a pro seller in the fact that I am a pro seller, and they will call me a pro seller, but I am not a professional seller in the sense of being a professional seller. Like, I don't feel like I'm a professional seller on Amazon, but for some reason they call us pro sellers just if you buy it off them for 30 quid or whatever it is. So yeah, but I'm not a pro seller, but I am a pro seller if you get my drift. But yeah, so who's that? Car boot collectors, ads, what's up? Not a lot, we're just having a chat. So yeah, with regards to Christmas, this year I probably started maybe a bit later than Jan. Sometimes I start in Jan, sometimes I go a bit later, but what I like to do is spread my buying across the year so that then I don't feel it as much. So for example, instead of dropping like 2k or whatever in 1 month leading up to Christmas for Christmas stock, what I'll do is I'll just have like a little budget set for the 12 months for Christmas spending, and that way I get by October, from January, from January all the way to October. By October, then I've got a nice selection of Christmas stuff built up, but I've like done it in such a way so that then my cash flow isn't really affected, because still my business is still pretty young, and although I could drop a reasonable amount of money on stock for Christmas, it would mess my cash flow up a little bit. So that's why I do it that way. Maybe in a couple of years' time, when my business is completely strong, stable, great, I might just do it a different way. I might end up deciding, to like drop a load of money. I don't know why I keep saying drop, but everyone else does it. Like a load of the Americans go like, oh yeah, I've just dropped X amount of money on something. But yeah, like I might decide to spend a good amount of money 1 month, in the future. But that's the way I've done it, for the last couple of years. Where are we? I mean, paying the Amazon FBA monthly fee. I know you do. Yeah, I am a pro seller in the respect that I pay the monthly fee because it's still worth it for me. So yeah, I do that. Nick says dropping 2k like a gangster. Shizzle my nizzle. Good plan, ads. Invest little and often, and you don't notice Scott. That's exactly it. Yeah. It's been really weird for me to, and this is something I've not really talked about on this channel. It's been really odd. I mean, I have done very slightly in portions of videos, but it's been really odd for me to see business in this new light, in the fact of the practical light. Because when I was studying business, we didn't really study small businesses. We mainly studied larger firms, and it's really odd to have control of my business now. And I just see it in a different light. I see what I was taught in high school and college. I just see it all in a completely different light. Now I've got my own business, and I can see the actual figures, and I can see what I'm doing, and I understand the process. I do see it, and it's really nice to see it in that different light, because I was always wanting in high school and college to like just get out there and just get involved and I don't know, set up a business or do something like that. And yeah, I do see it in a very, very different light. I think what you're taught in high school and college is very different to the business that I'm in now or doing now. It's very, very different. It really is. Yeah, so if you've got any questions for planning for Christmas, planning for Q4, put them in the chat. It doesn't have to relate to buying stock. It can be maybe logistics, or don't know quite what you do with logistics. Well, yeah, planning FBA shipments maybe with that in that respect. It could be listing. It could be to do with packaging. Oh, that's a good one. Actually, yeah, I will talk about that. Packaging materials. I fell foul to this, right? Buy enough packaging materials for Q4. A lot of people say, you know, Q4 is this big, you know, like to new sellers, and I still class myself as a new seller, but I've done Q4 2 times now, and I feel enough to speak on this. So a lot of people say like Q4 is this amazing thing, and it like just, you know, you're going to get a load of money in it and all that sort of stuff, and if you have X number of listings, you're going to do really well and all that sort of stuff. It's not really true. For me personally, it's like, instead of it being like 1 month where it just goes skyrockets and everything's amazing and it's all like you know, rose tinted glasses and stuff like that, for me it just sort of slowly ramps up, and it's nice, and it, you know, and you get, if you've got a decent amount of listings and you've got quality listings and you've got saleable stuff, and again it depends on the niches you're in and stuff like that, then you're going to notice a higher volume of sales. But a lot of people do tend to maybe, and I've probably been what's the word, guilty of this. I've probably been guilty of doing this as well. But a lot of people do tend to say, oh, it's this magical thing and it's big and it's amazing, and you know, everything sells and everything's going to be wonderful. Everything does not sell in Q4. If you've got a load of if you've got a load of just crap, like absolute crap listed, it will sit there. How do I know this? Because some of the stuff I've had listed throughout Q4 is crap, and then I've had to revise my listings or take them down, or you know, not sell them again, that sort of stuff, because they just don't sell. So it is important to sort of bring people back down to earth on Q4. You know, if you've not experienced it before, it is great. It can be great. It can be very profitable, but you do have to be selling the right stuff. That's what I found personally. But going back to buying packaging materials, as I say, most likely, you know, if you're in the toys and games niches, you're in video games, really most niches, you're gonna find that there's an increase in sales. So you need to account for that and buy more packaging materials, really. And you know, you want to buy your bubble wrap, you want to buy whatever you use, I don't know, tape, clear tape or brown tape, or I don't know, I'm trying to poly bags, various different sizes of jiffy bags, whatever you're using, you know what you use. Make sure you buy enough of it, because honestly, sometimes I say sometimes, if you've got the right stuff listed, you don't have a second in Q4. You really don't, especially in December. Maybe October you might be okay in, because as I say, it's more, for me, it's more of like a little ramp up. So October is, yes, it's busy, but it might not be, it's not as busy as December, really, because, as I say, doing that little ramp up. And so, therefore, you need, I've lost my point now. You know, you might not get that much time, as I say, especially in December. That's where I was going. So, you want to be prepared for it. So, you want to make sure that you are in the best possible position when it comes. Because basically in Q4 it's just like packing. Oh my god, the packing! By the end of December, I'm spent with packing. I'm like, oh, can't be bothered doing any more packing. And then what you've got to try and do as well through Q4 is try and list as much as you can while you're packing, because you're trying to get as much on as possible, you know, while the hay shines, or whatever the saying is. That isn't the saying, but you know what I mean. You're trying to get as much on while it's in the good period of the year, so then you get as much turnover and you get as much profit as possible. So it's really, it can be in December, it can be hectic if you've got the right stuff on. But as I say, if you've not got the right stuff on, you might not see it increase that much. It's all about what you're selling, really. And if you've got really bad items on that just nobody wants, then you're not really going to see much of a difference. But if you have got the right items on, it can be very good. Glitter sunflower. I use raw mail as my post office is closed. Oh, here we go. What's this here? Do you reprice your items early in Q4 or leave them as they are? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I did last year. I don't think I did like a major reprice before fourth quarter or anything like that. I think there might have been a few items that I remember marking up slightly, but I would never mark anything down in Q4 really, unless it was, I don't know, saying that, if it's like right at the end of Q4 and I maybe want something gone and I've paid peanuts for it, then I might decide to mark it down slightly. But I don't know, because the thing is with quarter four, it's about holding on to the last minute. And if you can hit that top price at the last minute, then you know you've got a really good profit. But if you say for example, with let's say you've got a sealed board game on for £100. Let's say it's £100 sealed board game. You expect you'll get £100 from it, from the graphs on Camel, or whatever, you know, whatever graphs, things like that. And you think you can hit £100, but you are shooting a little bit for it. You might have to wait till the tail end of Q4 to get that. You probably will have to wait till the tail end of Q4 to get that, because you're trying to create a new high, essentially, a new high price for that item. And if you then reprice, say it's the 11th of December, and we're talking about Amazon here, so it's 1-day delivery. So, you know, you still got a few days to go until, like, it won't arrive till Christmas, in time for Christmas. So you think 11th of December, you're getting a bit itchy feet. You're like, oh, that board game hasn't sold, you know. I only paid £2 for it, a car boot. I reckon I can get 80 quid now or 70 quid now. You know what, I'm going to reduce it to 70 or 75 or whatever. And then say it sells instantly. As soon as you reduce it, as soon as that new price goes live on Amazon, it just goes. 75 quid goes. Then you're thinking, damn it, if I just waited a couple more days or 3 more days, I probably could have got that 100. And to be honest, if it's the right kind of item, it's got a good sales rank, it sells frequently, you can probably create that new high. And it is all about like clinging on till the last minute. I think with my hype, I've seen it. I don't know whether I created a new high with that, but I certainly matched someone's price. And that went in November actually. But the reason that went in November, not December, was because there was the new movie coming out, Fantastical Beasts or Magical Beasts or whatever it was called. So that was probably the reasoning behind that. But if that movie hadn't have come out and there wasn't that interest behind it, maybe it would have been one of those items that was like right last minute Q4 to sell. I don't know. Maybe it would have been, maybe not. Ads. Would you advise selling in a niche as opposed to selling anything on eBay and Amazon? What do you mean selling in a niche? You can sell things in a certain niche on eBay and Amazon. What do you mean? Would you advise selling in a niche? Do you mean, because a niche is just like a group of products, like, for example, I don't know, not suitcases, briefcases. That's a niche, but you still sell them on eBay and Amazon. How do you mean niche? Do you mean a different? Do you mean a niche platform? Do you mean a different platform? Because I mean, in terms of selling in niches, in terms of the you know, real niche products, like you're only into one niche, and it might be, I don't know, God, what could I, handcrafted saddles. Let's say handcrafted saddles. You're into that niche. It's going well. You are doing job production. Job production is where you do it all by hand, I believe. I'm sorry, my knowledge might have gone out the window a little bit because I've not studied business theoretically in a long time. But I believe it's job production, the one where you create something by hand. So it takes you a lot of time, a lot of hours to create that saddle. Really beautiful, really nice, and you sell it on eBay, right? And maybe you can get 300 quid a time. I don't know. I'm just plucking a figure out of there. But you know, if it's a really nice item produced by hand, lovely, and you're getting 300 a time, then that's great. You know, if you're only paying peanuts for it, it really depends on circumstance. But if you're only paying peanuts for that, and you're flipping it into £300, and you're doing that consistently, maybe a few times a week, and you can make maybe a handful of these a week. I don't know how many you could make a week. Probably not even that, to be honest, but I'm just doing it for an example. Then suddenly something, maybe there's, I don't know, a downturn in horse riding or something like that, and then it becomes no longer profitable and no longer feasible for you to run that niche business. Then what have you got? And the answer is you've pretty much got no business unless you've got other things going on. So when I think of advising people or selling in the niches myself, like very, very niche markets, I always think do it with caution, because you've got to have something else with it. You've got to, I just feel like, I mean, if it's going great and, you know, it's you're making a lot of profit, then that's great. But I always feel there's going to be something that trips you up. It's like having all your eggs in one basket. Should you do it? And you know, you can make a lot of profit off it. Like, for example, a lot of people this year, giving a real life example, will be buying up the SNES Minis, and they will be tying up a lot of their money in SNES Minis. And that is probably going to be great. Don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be great. They'll make some money, maybe not as much as the NES Mini last year. I'm really not sure, but they'll make some money. But it's one of them things, you know, you put too much money in too many eggs in one basket, and something happens. You know, market bottoms out or something. You know, what have you got? You've not even got a business anymore. So if you're doing one thing, the thing I would advise, in my humble opinion and very inexperienced opinion, if you would like to listen to me, is do something alongside it. You know, like a lot of people who sell antiques have branched out into doing generalist items because certain antiques that they're selling are slower sellers. Or maybe it's the opposite way around. Like for me, I've done a lot of generalist stuff, and now I'm branching off into antiques. And that's just to be more diversified, and because I want to do that. And that's what I love. I love that diversification. I love, you know, if I could buy businesses, and I do want to do that one day, I would love to do that. Like if I had enough money to be like, I think, do we call them angel investors or something? I'm not sure. But, you know, where you put a load of money into a business, and then you're like, well, I suppose it's a sleeping partner in a way. And then you just let that go ahead. I would do that, but you know what I would do? I would buy a sweet shop, and then I'd buy, like, I don't know, a weird, like, chemical company or something. I'd buy loads of different companies in different niches because I love the diversification. I just love it. It's just something, I just like it, you know. Whether I will ever get to a point where I have enough money to actually buy a company or take over a company with, you know, 51% of the shares or whatever, or maybe, yeah, 51% of the shares. I don't think I will, but I'd love to do it. It is something that I would absolutely love to do. Get enough money so that I could actually buy companies outright, and then just literally, they've got all the management in there, and then I just, you know, sleeping partner. I get the, you know, percentage of the profit done. Well, I would get all the profit actually if I owned it. But yeah, that's what I'd like to do. That's a little, like, side dream. There's a lot of dreams I've got that I don't tell you guys about because I am waiting to fulfill my first dream first before I then divulge my next dream. Because otherwise I'll just look like a fool. If I can't even fulfill one of my dreams, how am I going to fulfill all these other ones? You know, I at least need to get my foot off the starting block first and prove to you guys and myself and many other people that I can do it. And then once I've done that one dream, then I can say, oh, right, well, I've got this in mind, I've got this in mind, I've got that in mind. Right then, so where are we in the chat? Pets are right. Okay, sorry. Here's Nigel. This is what he was saying. You can sell anything, but some people may only sell pet supplies. Pet supplies being a niche, yeah. Again, I mean, pet supplies, I suppose, isn't too bad because it's not as bad as just doing saddles, like that one item, that one very niche thing. Pet supplies, you might have a bit more of a range. Like you've got birds, you've got cats, you've got dogs, you've got, I don't know, or whatever other pets there are, rabbits, guinea pigs, all that sort of stuff. So you've got a bit of scope with that. You know, you've got a bit more scope. But still, yeah, I mean, pet supplies, you are niching yourself up in one respect. Nick says, yeah, well, someone said, Kara Designs 444 says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Exactly. Nick says, ads, do you just buy it now, or do you use any listing tools? I do, in terms of when I'm listing, I do, I generally do buy it now, but I am transitioning to do a few auctions every week. I do want to do a few auctions. Just, well, main reason is space, really. Another reason is, if I can buy things low from auctions, like, you know, low price, then I can afford to do them on auctions and start them at a reasonable price. And if I get that, then I'm happy. So yeah, I do a lot of buy it now. I don't use any listing tools. I don't do Tiva, or what's the other one? There's a garage one or something that Nick uses, isn't it? Garage. I don't know, but there's loads of different programs. You've all heard of them, but I don't use any of them. I just use my mobile. It's funny actually, because a lot of the guys who are reselling, a lot of them use computer, whereas I use mobile. And I'm like mobile generation, so it's funny how I am one of the only ones who's using the mobile, because I'm like that generation. It's weird how I've swayed towards the mobile, but I suppose, as I say, because I'm that generation, I like listening on the mobile more than the computer. It's like I'm more. It's funny. It's like I'm more compatible with mobile than computer. Right then. Always keep your opinions open and learn about something different weekly. Learning is earning. Exactly. Sometimes you may make a few fails first off, but that is where things. That's like your pivotal point, really, when you make a fail, because you think, oh well, when I get it next time, I can do this, or I can sell it with these keywords, or I can. I might be able to sell it for a slightly higher price, or I know how to test this item better now, or, you know, there's loads of different things. But yeah, oh, I've already said that. Don't be afraid to say your dreams. If you put it out there and keep saying this is what I'm going to do to achieve it, it is more likely to happen. Definitely, law of attraction and stuff like that. I am kind of doing that in my own mind. I'm trying to do that for my very first dream at the moment, which is like the mystery project and things like that. And then once I've, you know, brought that into existence, if we're talking about law of attraction, is then I will start really realizing my next dream. But I don't feel like I can put, like, say I've got 10 dreams. I've not got 10 dreams. I don't know how many dreams I've got, but probably more like 6, but let's say 10 at the moment. Let's say I've got 10 dreams. I don't feel I can at this current moment in time really look at all those 10 dreams and really see them enough to wish them into existence. I need to do it one at a time, so then I can really focus on the one dream and really look in detail at what I want to achieve for that one dream, and then I can start to bring it into existence through hard work and patience, sacrifice, a lot of hours, you know, all that sort of stuff. Because really, the law of attraction is just science. It's basically saying to yourself, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to envisage how I'm going to get it done. Well, I'm going to envisage what it's going to be like when it's done, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the scientific or methodical steps to achieving it. You know, a lot of people say law of attraction is higher power stuff, or you know, faith or things like that. And maybe it is in one respect, but for me, it's just science. Law of attraction is just science to me. It's, you know, it's methodical. It's, oh, what's the word? Not theoretical. Well, I suppose it is theoretical in one way, but it's like doing an experiment. You know, it's like a scientific experiment, and you take the correct steps, and you will get the outcome you want from that experiment. So that's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, so what time are we? We're 20 past 2, so I'll stay on for another few minutes. If anyone's got any more questions, please do fire away. And I will have to ring the special guest as well, because I hope he can come on. I really do hope he can come on next week, but I'm not going to promise anything. I really do want to promise something, but I can't actually promise something because they're 80% sure, but hopefully we will. Practical, I suppose, yeah, law of attraction. I suppose what I'm trying to say is law of attraction is turning an idea into a practical thing. And in one way that is scientific. Sometimes things just come if you want it enough. Yeah, I do. Yeah, but I do think that here's a weird thing with me. I do think that in the romantic sense, in love, I do feel like if you, I believe in like destiny and things like that with love. But in my work, I don't believe in destiny. I believe in, you know, envisaging it. Really looking at the details and then putting in the work to get to that. That's kind of what my philosophy is in work. It's kind of a mix between like pure law of attraction and then science, really. That's kind of what I do. We'll see if it works in 10 years. I don't know. It might do, but we'll see if that sort of combination works in 10 years. Do you have a yearly turnover in mind for this year? A target? Yeah, I want to say yes, but I don't really know. I mean, I'd like 50,000, around 50,000. That's turnover. Don't be mistaken. That is not profit. Turnover. I'd like about that. Whether I'll achieve it, I don't know. It's achievable. Don't get me wrong. It's achievable. But yeah, it's achievable. It certainly is achievable. But I'd need to do a good Q4. And what I was saying before is that I'm not really prepared as much this year for Q4 as I feel I should do. So I need to get things in gear and really hit that Q4, because then I might be able to realize that goal. But as I say, that's only turnover. Where are we? You only get out what you are prepared to put in. Exactly, that's a good one. Oh, we've got our Australian, is it girl or boy in there? Pommy Pickers. I imagine that's a girl because it's Pommy, but I don't know. Is that a girl's name? I think it is. But it's quite nice having someone from Australia, because that's like the other side of the world. So it's really cool. Quote, if you wish and wish, follow your heart and dream your dreams, you will get beaten by people who worked harder instead. Was that from you then? Oh my god. Have your sales slowed on eBay ads? Well, I've just talked about this. No, they haven't. I'm not trying to boast about it or anything like that. I'm sure that it's going to be slow for a lot of people, and I take that into account. It's probably going to slow down for me soon though. But no, it's been good for me. The last few weeks, even June was good. Into July, it's been good. But what you've got to realize, the reason why it's good is because I've been putting in the work for months upon months upon months upon months before this, and that's why I've got the consistency now. That's why I've got the regular sales. So don't just think that, oh, well, you know, I must be doing something wrong because it's slower for me or anything like that. It's all about putting in the work over the months and months and months and months, and then you'll start to get the consistency like I have now. But even saying that, you know, yesterday, as I've mentioned earlier in the chat, I did have a no sales day on eBay. A Pommy. Oh, I'm all man. Oh, right, okay. What? I'm all man, Pommy Pickers says. A Pommy is an Englishman in Oz. Oh, wow. Right. Okay. Well, I know that. You learn something new every day. Pommy. Right. So yeah, that's interesting. How is do you have like thrift stores or charity shops over in Australia, or how do you source? That's really interesting. Yeah, that'd be really interesting to find out. So is there like flea markets or something over there? I suppose there's not car boots, but I wonder what's over there. That's cool. Yeah, how do you source if you're still in the chat there? I've had no sales today. Don't worry. Just keep plowing on with it. The best thing to do, I'll give you the best piece of information in reselling: list. That's it. There's no secret. If anyone says, "Oh, I've got this secret to reselling, and I'll sell it you for £500 or $500 or whatever, or $5,000," honestly, don't believe them. It's listing. Just list, learn. It's experience. It's about keeping going. It's about constantly changing, adapting, diversifying. That's all it really is. Did you go to Winsford Crow Festival last weekend? My mum and dad went. No, I did not. So do you live around this area then, Nick? No, I did not. I generally don't go anywhere unless it's to do with reselling. That is really bad. Well, I mean, I go around my friends and stuff, but that's not really going out, is it? But yeah, if I don't go out unless it's to do with reselling, that's terrible, really. But yeah, I do wholesale ads. Oh right, do you? Oh right, what is that? Well, I won't say what you're selling because you might not want to divulge that. But is that like low value items, higher quantity, or is that higher value, lower quantity? Yeah, that's interesting. Not much resale. Yeah, I mean, I suppose wholesale is getting harder. A lot of people have said that. I don't know. I'm just going off what other people said. But yeah, I mean, when I did a little bit of wholesale, I didn't really do any big quantity. But when I did a little bit of wholesale, he said that I prefer wholesale. To be honest, I did like it. I do understand what you're talking about. I did like wholesale. It was something that was easy because you have like one or two, you have a few listings and then you just set your quantity. But I feel like I've come into my own with the reselling side of it, the used goods. Would you not say that a wholesale business is more scalable? Yes, I would say it's more scalable, definitely. But I would say so. Yeah, I mean, unless you had, yeah, I would say it's more scalable in general because you've got, yeah, as I said, you've got one product or a few products that, as long as they're doing good sales every day, and maybe the small items that you can whack in a jiffy bag, it is scalable. But it's not all about scalability. Sometimes it's about love of the job. It's about mental well-being, how you feel when you're doing it. I don't know. There's a lot more to a business than just scaling it up and making a fortune. It's more, well, a lot of people say more of a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice. My mum and dad have got a caravan in Malton. Oh yeah, I know Malton. But I'm in Thailand. I think it's how you pronounce it, Malton. Do you guys buy from China? I do not. I don't think I ever have. Oh no, wait, I did. I don't know. Maybe I did. I can't. I did used to sell them DS pens on eBay when I was doing the ponchos, and I don't know whether I bought them from China or not. But I was getting them very cheap. But then again, we didn't go for anything really. But yeah, what am I? Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of the China stuff. I don't really want to. Reselling is more profit, less turnover. Yeah, you're probably right there. Yeah, I would say so. Wealth and prosperity will come to you by the power of your magnetic mind. Well, that's a nice one. What's that quote? Is that from someone? That's a cool quote. I couldn't believe sealed 3DS games for the £1.25 in Chazza last week, where I found literally nothing in the past. Holding back the Castlevania one though. Yeah, it's like that with charity shops. I had a few charity shops that I used to go in, and I would get nothing. But I would be determined to go in day after, well, not day after day, but week after week. Every time I went into town, I'd go in, and I would never get anything. It was very rare that I would actually miss them out. But there was a time that I did actually start missing it out a bit more frequently because it really was going downhill. But then I went in and I got a few nice bits, actually. I think I got a couple of Spyro games and things like that. Not on PS1, on PS2, but I thought at least it's something I've got from the charity shop. So, yeah, never rule out a charity shop just because, that's my experience, never rule out a charity shop just because maybe you've been going to it for 3 or 4 months and it's not been performing. You've got to have like an insane level of persistence with doing charity shops. You honestly have. You've got to keep going month after month. You might not find anything for, you know, in that one particular charity shop. You might not find one item for bloody 6 months. You know, it's probably not going to be quite that, but I have had it for, I've been in one charity shop once or twice a week for a long period of time, and I've not got one item. So you have to have a lot of persistence, because what if you just say, you go around your charity shops, and what if you say, oh, I've not got anything from there for 7 weeks or something, I'm just going to skip it today. It's a bit of a walk down that street anyway, I'm just going to skip it. Well, what if they just put a Crash Bandicoot out, PS1, 99p? What if they've just put a Hero Quest out? You've got to think to yourself, in that moment when you're deciding whether you want to go to it or not, whether you want to go down that road to go off to that crap charity shop, in that moment, say to yourself, what if there's a Hero Quest? Or what if there's this? And then you'll think, your mindset will flip, and you'll think, yeah, I better go. Because then you'll automatically be in the real positive mindset of the hunt. You know, you're like, yes, I want to go. There could be something good there. And it's all about thinking positively, reselling. And the moment you're negative, a little negative thought slips into your mind, you might be presented with some okay items at charity shops, but you might actually not pick them up because you're feeling negative. You're like, oh, I don't really want, you know, my legs are hurting. I've been walking for ages. I don't really want to do this. Then what you'll do is you'll look at those items and you'll have a bad expression on your face. You'll be like, yeah, I could probably pick that up, but no, I'm not going to. And then you walk out. I've done it before. Now, if you are presented with something awesome and you're in a negative mindset, sometimes that will actually flip your mindset. So that's always good, but it's very rare that you're going to find something awesome like that. But yeah, so what have we got in the chat? I buy from China, takes 30+ days. I've bought like things for myself from China that never even turned up. It's been very annoying. Items take too long to arrive from China. Yeah, too long or just never arrive. Ads, are you interested in buying stock from me? Board games, media, consoles, how do I contact you? I would be interested. You can contact me. Down below is the link on to my Facebook page. I'm very interested in buying stock, as long as it's the right stuff. Quite a few people have actually contacted me with that, you know, with that idea in mind. And I've always given them a fair price for the items. So yeah, I may be interested. So please do drop a message down below on my Facebook page. That'd be really good. Right then, who've we got? Tommy Pickers, get to know the charity shop workers, get them on your side, and half the battle's won. They will start putting stuff aside for you. Exactly. Works for me. Oh, so you do have charity shops over there then? Oh yeah, sorry, I must have. Did you comment about that? Sorry, I might have missed your comment if you did. Or maybe not. Oh, here we go. Same as I did in UK, but no car boots here. Ah, right, okay. Auctions, garage sales. Ah, right, cool. Cool. So basically, what you're saying is, if I so chose to, I could be a reseller in Australia, which is nice and sunny. Well, maybe not that sunny, because I think it's like a misnomer, isn't it, with Australia? Like, a lot of people think it's like sunny all the time and stuff, but I'm sure that I've watched a documentary, or I was watching like what is it, Relocation or something, I don't know, one of the home shows, and we were over in America, in Australia, and it wasn't particularly great weather. I don't know whether it's a bit more of a misnomer that it's like always sunny over there, but it's certainly nicer weather than here. So what you're saying basically is that if I so chose to, I could go over to Australia and I could still make money reselling, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it is. Oh, is it? It is sunny all the time. Maybe it's just me. But I saw it on. Does it depend on where you are in Australia? Is that maybe the thing? I don't know. Why do you think I moved? Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Right then. See, I'd love to do that. I'd love to, like, I would actually love to, like, travel in different countries with my reselling, and then just, like, meet up with a load of different resellers. How cool would that be? That'd be absolutely awesome. Like, you know, like a lot of the guys have done in America now with FBA, like, gone around the country and met up a load of resellers there, you know, over in the US. I'd love to do that. Absolutely love to do that. Right then, they will just get miffed when they're not getting enough good stuff, if that's all they're there for. The charity shop staff are the enemy. If I worked at a Chesler, I would be reselling. They should be there to help people, not under false pretenses. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to comment on all this stuff. If I was a charity shop manager, I would probably not be reselling myself, as you've said, but I would certainly be I would certainly be encouraging resellers, because I know that resellers are going to hit my charity targets. So yeah, I'd certainly be encouraging resellers to buy from me, but I wouldn't probably resell myself, because I'd want to do the job that I've actually been employed to do properly. And this is talking about if I was a paid employee at the charity shops. I don't think I would ever volunteer, to be honest. So final thing to finish on, a cool little fact, a fun fact that I've wanted to say for ages, but just never got around to saying it. Do you know, put in the chat if you know, Rupert Holmes, the Pina Colada song. So it's like, if you like pina coladas, that one. If you know that song, put it in the chat, right? Because you're going to be amazed at this fun fact. This is a really good fun fact. So if you know that song, or, you know, you've heard of that song, put it in the chat. Joe said, oh, sorry, do you have many orders go out today, ads? I have those three there. I've not got names on, so I can hold them up. I've got those three there. As I say, I've not really done that well on eBay. I did a couple of sales this morning, though. I woke up to a couple of sales. So I didn't do that well on eBay. Well, didn't do anything on eBay yesterday. Let's not beat around the bush. So, yeah, I only have a few orders going out, not many. Don't do reselling here in Thailand. You will get in trouble with immigration and get deported. Well, I'll take that advice. I won't do it. Volunteers might get all the bargains, ads. Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of the volunteers at charity shops are older women. You know, I'm not being stereotypical. It's just kind of how it is. There's no other way of putting it. You know, it's mainly older people, and I don't think we're that bothered. I don't think we really buy a lot of the stuff from the charity shops or get a lot of the stuff. Obviously, if there are like, what am I trying to say? If there's resellers volunteering there, then obviously they're going to get bargains. Which song? Sing a bit more. I know what you're doing, Retro, but you're trying to get me to sing it. I forgot the word. It's like, if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. Yeah, if you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain. That one. You know the one. You're just making me sing it. But no, if you put it in the chat quickly, if you know the song, because I've not heard anyone put it in the chat yet. So, or I've not seen anyone put it in the chat. So put it in the chat if you've heard it. If Pina Colada song, it's like a global sensation. You should know it. You should know it. Come on. Because here's the fun fact. Are you ready for this? That guy, right? Loads and loads of people say, think he's an American singer. He's American. He's not. He was born 5 minutes in car from where I am now. He was born in my hometown, pretty much. I always call Northwich my hometown, but it kind of isn't. Lostock is my home village, but you know, Northwich is very, very close. So yeah, he was born there, which is awesome. So that's a fun fact. And that is a real fun fact, and I really like that one because it's like my little claim to fame of this area, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's a good song. I love that song, and whenever it comes on my iPod, on my iPhone, because I have it on my iPhone, I always think of that. You know, he may have even come to Lostock and been walking around here as a kid. You don't know, but yeah. Oh my God, am I that old? Yes, I know it. Don't worry, I know it, and I'm 21, so that's okay. You can't be that old. If I know it, you can't be that old. Yeah, so people saying we've heard it. So yeah, I will leave it there, guys. I've actually got a full cup of tea here, and I forgot to drink it. So hopefully it won't be too cold when I finish the broadcast. But yeah. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. There'll be a video. Next video will be Saturday or Sunday. It'll be a non-reselling related video showing you something very, very special that I've been waiting for a long, long time. And I will try and get a sales update in. I should be able to record one tomorrow because I'm going to have a bit more of a relaxed day tomorrow. I am in the transitional period of trying to start having Fridays off. So that's what I'm trying to do. So tomorrow I'm going to calm it down with my reselling a little bit. So then hopefully in a few months, I will completely have all of Fridays off, and then I'll feel a bit more content. The reason I'm having Fridays off is because I've always wanted Fridays off. Like if I ever got a job, I'd want Friday off, but you can't really have that in a normal employed job. So I thought, I'm doing reselling. I've got this reselling lifestyle. Why not take it for granted? Well, not take it for granted, but why not use it in the best way I can and actually do the things I want to do, which is have Friday off. So yeah, I'm transitioning towards actually having some days off. So yeah, but if I do have Friday off, I will record the sales update. So then that means that I'm not really off Friday, even though I don't consider YouTube work. It's still related to my work. So I'll never have a day off. It's terrible. There's always something to do though. Right then, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you very much. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. If I can find the little button to stop the broadcast. See you soon, guys. Oh, no, I've messed it up. Right, there we go. I'll see you soon now, guys.